the backbone of your pigeons goes back many, many years.
Indeed.
Don't they?
Indeed they
Your
are.
breed of pigeons. When you pair these pigeons up, will they rear
Yes.
a round of youngsters?
Yes, they will.
Just one round?
Yes, just one round.
Just one round of youngsters.
The common there's people that actually race in this locality that have been at Widowhood a lot longer than what I have.
Yes.
And they've been very successful by pairing the pigeons in December and then parting them and repairing them again a couple of weeks before the first race. And the idea of that is that they will not start molting as soon as they would if you do it the normal conventional way as I've done it.
Yes.
But there are many ways of skinning a cat, I suppose.
And in pigeon racing, as we all know, Ron, you've got to try and do something different to what your fellow competitors are doing as well, haven't you?
That's right.
You know, because otherwise you're all on a level par as such, aren't you?
Exactly.
You know, that's the art of pigeon racing, isn't it? And they'll rear, we'll say they're paired up in the first week in February. They'll rear some youngsters.
So they'll rear one round.
That's up to the end of March, isn't it, more or less?
Yep.
You know, coming up to end of March.
Yep.
Will you let them go down onto eggs again?
Well,
in the process of rearing?
Well, again, I did.
You did?
I did.
Yeah.
I didn't particularly want to again because of the fact that I was comparatively new to widowhood. The general view was that you should perhaps remove the hen and let the cock finish the young one off before the hen made her second round of eggs.
So you've been following a system that you've read about? Or
well, that's what I've been told. But
told.
I was a bit lax, and unfortunately my hen, I couldn't stand the idea of the cock rearing the two young birds on his own. Finishing them off.
Finishing them off.
So I decided just to leave them, the hens laid. I removed the hens from the cocks after they'd been sitting 7 days.
7 days?
Yeah.
You don't stick to the 10-day system as a lot of people do? Yeah.
But 10 days may be fine. You know, just it's convenient for me to remove them.
That's right. You took the young birds away on their own then, into a young bird compartment.
And the hens were split off again into their own compartment.
So 7 days then, and we'll go into it in another way now, Ron. You keep your hens and your cocks separate, but they're both in identical lofts. Is that right?
No. The cocks remain in the normal.
The cocks will remain here, in this loft?
Yes.
Where the Belgian perches are.
Where the Belgian nest boxes are, widowhood boxes.
Yeah.
The hens are removed to a separate section over here, which is basically just got the continental style
perch. That's right.
That slopes away at the back.
Yeah.
The hens are kept in there.
So there's no pairing up with them?
There is no pairing up.
Well,
I've got blinds here.
Your blinds in this loft?
Which
darkens it?
Well, darkens it to a certain extent. The idea of the blind is to stop the cocks seeing the hens when they're exercising. And similarly, I've got blinds in the hen section that I pull down so that when the cocks are exercising, they don't see the hens.
And going back to it, them perches, what's in where the hens go, the continental type perch, there's no way that they can pair up, is there? On a flat perch as such, only on the floor, maybe?
Well, they could on the floor.
On the floor.
Yes.
Otherwise, in the perches they can't.
That's right.
That's right.
And I have this year had instances where 2 or 3 hens have paired up, particularly as the season has progressed. But it's not, I don't consider it being a serious problem. What I have found is that the really best hens that race under my system of racing the hens actually don't pair up, surprisingly enough.
You don't pair up at all, no. So then we're talking towards the beginning of April, more or less, aren't we?
Yeah.
First week in April, maybe?
Yes.
When these pigeons have had the second eggs. They're on the widowed system from there on.
That's correct.
From there on. That's maybe a week before racing starts.
Yeah.
These pigeons, will they be put on any depurative mixture?
Yes, I have.
As soon as you break them up?
Yes.
That's just for racing them on about, you know.
Yes, as soon as they're split up, the cocks and the hens will go on to what I suppose would be classified as a normal conventional widowhood system, which is that you break the the cocks down on the hens for 2-3 days, and then build them up
Build
again.
them up slowly and then give it to them
That's
at
right.
the end of the week.
That's correct.
Yeah. And now we're at a training program because we're into the racing. How many training chucks will these pigeons have?
Well, again, being a natural fancier up until 2 years ago.
Yeah, natural fire.
That's right. I find it extremely difficult to believe that pigeons didn't need to be trained on widowhood.
That's right.
But it is an actual fact. They do not need to be trained. My pigeons this year had, I think, 3 training tosses before racing started.
And what sort of distance will that run?
That would be from approximately 20 miles.
About 20 miles.
Yeah.
Would the first one be 20 miles then?
Yes,
Yeah. And that's even for a yearling.
that's right.
You know,
yes, they would
if
go
some
straight to
yearlings
training.
come straight into the
Exactly.
widowed loft,
Yes,
their first training toss would be 20 miles. And you give 3 of them before they...
but they had 3, maybe 4. Maybe they had a one the week after the first race, although I don't think so.
No.
But certainly they wouldn't have had any more than 4 tosses throughout the whole year.
Right, so the training. Would you train the cocks to come back to the ends? Will the ends be in the back in the
No.
parting?
No.
And the ends neither?
No. I did.
You train them both, the cocks and ends. You race cocks and ends on the widowed system.
Yes, that's
We
right.
must make that clear.
Yes.
You know, cocks and ends race on the widowed system.
Yes.
And these first 3 or 4 training tossers, they wouldn't be coming back to the partner,
No.
would they?
No.
They'd just be flying back to the
That's
box
correct.
themselves.
Because I would have to train the cocks separately from the hens. The hens would be effectively getting a reward without having to come home if the hens were waiting on the cocks.
Yes.
Maybe it would be fine if I did show them. I know people that do show them
different things,
when they
don't they?
train, and they are very successful.
Yes.
I find it more convenient not to. So
yourself?
the cocks would just fly to here
Yeah.
from the 2 or 3 training tosses that they had, and similarly the hens from the 2 or 3 training tosses they would have would fly to their own particular section.
So you are now using your own system.
Well,
This
you
is
could-
basically your own system.
Yeah, well, it's what suits me
Yeah,
best.
it's what suits you. That's what it's all about, Ron. So we'll take Friday morning comes. Do you feed morning and evening?
No. Generally speaking, what I was finding was that with using the breakdown mixture at the beginning of the week, say up until the Tuesday, I was being an natural fancier, tending to be too heavy with the feed.
Yes.
So that when it came to put the pigeons onto the good corn, so-called good corn,
Yes.
from the Wednesday morning onward, I was finding they weren't really eating a great deal.
Yes.
They certainly weren't eating 1.5 ounces,
Yes.
or 1 3/4 ounces as the case might be.
Yes.
So I then decided to cut down on the food at the early part of the week.
Yeah.
Not that the pigeons would be hungry, because I don't believe in having pigeons hungry at all.
No.
But cutting down significantly
Yes.
so that the bowls were effectively empty.
Yes.
And I found that the pigeons were therefore more inclined to eat more of the good corn toward the back end
Towards
of the
the
week.
end of the week, it was building them up.
Exactly.
Where some fancies say that they go off the corn, don't they? Some of them.
Yes, well that's
There's
what
all
I...
different ways, isn't there?
that's
You want
right.
to find your own.
The idea, I think, is to encourage the pigeons to eat, and if it
Yeah.
means cutting them back a wee bit early in the week to encourage them to eat more toward the end of the week, that's a good thing.
That builds them up.
That's right.